Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Stewart here, and I am with Petti-Servis, and this is Smart Business Moves. Hey, Tina, how are you?
I'm great, Tom. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. It is
Awesome.
Thursday. You know what Thursday means for us?
It's almost the end of the week.
It's almost the end of the well, it is the end of the week in terms of the Smart Business Moves calendar. So, yay,
Yay.
done until Friday. Friday. I mean, I work Friday. I do stuff. I work every day actually, but you know, Thursday in Smart Business Moves is kind of feels like a Friday for everybody else.
Awesome.
Um, so Tina, tell us a little bit about yourself and what what you've been up to. Just kind of give us a background. Introduce yourself.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. So, as you had mentioned, Petti-Servis, I run a maid service business in Rochester, New York called Made for Time. I have had that business for 14 years. I grew it from 2008 to 2016, sold it to a local company, did a 2-year non-compete, and then restarted for some reason in 2018. So restarted the business, and I've gotten to the point. Yeah.
So tell me about that. I mean, you sold it, and I guess you could have had multiple reasons for selling it, but did you miss it? And it was like, gee, I just didn't have enough, didn't get it out of my system. Have to go back for a second round.
I think when you're in the weeds with your cleaning industry, and sometimes you're feeling like, hey, Judith, sometimes you're feeling frustrated, and you kind of think the grass is greener on the other side. And I feel like I went through that, and I did have a whole lot of other things going on in my life, but I did feel like, oh man, I just want to go back to corporate life because something's got to be way easier, right?
Mhm.
So, what I found out is that once you're self-employed, you're kind of ruined, right? You're ruined from ever going back into corporate life. Um,
So
and yeah,
what did you do back when you had a real job?
yeah, I was an HR director, a human resources director for a high-tech manufacturing company, which was awesome. I loved my job, but you know,
Well, that, is a skill set and experience that could be really useful in this business. And I'm sure you found that to be the case.
It is. And I'm going to say lucky enough. So I'm going to say I was lucky enough that that company paid for my bachelor's degree in behavioral science and organizational development. And then I went on to get my master's for some reason again. But, I did, back to the selling of the business and restarting, I feel like, I did some HR consulting in between when I, had the non-compete, and I realized that I just didn't love it as much. And my sister-in-law said this statement to me. She said, "If you know where the honey is, go get it." And I said, "You know what? I know how to run this business. I know how to make money at it. I know, like, you're always going to have challenges no matter what business you're in." And I can tell you that I get a lot of questions from other companies that are challenged with hiring, right? And I can tell you, even when I was an HR director hiring engineers and PhDs, we had the same challenges that we have today in maid service business. So don't look at it as like a negative, that hiring process. I think it's just, it takes a lot to find a good person, you know?
And sometimes more so than others. And this is about as challenging as it can get, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. We just recruit every single day. It's nonstop. Hey, Christy.
We've got some fans and some clients here.
Yeah. I know I sent out a huge email yesterday, so hopefully not too many people hate me for it, but so that's, I guess, the reason why I got back into it, Tom, is because, I kind of knew the system, and I realized the grass wasn't greener. And, I think if you work with someone that can really help you, like motivate you or get you to the next level, like I know you guys do your class, and there's lots of other coaches that are out there, but I think if you find someone that you can connect with and keep you on the positive side of the business, then I think you can be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You can be,
Yeah.
it's got its challenges and you kind of have to bring it every day. But that's where having a team and, having a support, team around you and, other, peer groups and industry, experts, all of that, adds up to success. You can't do it by yourself. You can't.
You can't. You definitely can't. And then, yeah, so I'm back at it. But like I had mentioned earlier, I work probably 4 or 5 hours in my main business now, and now I'm just trying to help other people get to where they want to be in their business.
So you have clients that do you consult or do you coach or what are the services that you offer to other cleaning businesses?
Yeah, so I do a couple of different things. I do one-on-one coaching. I do have some group coaching clients. I did start doing email marketing services. So I'll digress on this a little bit. One of the challenges that I found in my own business is that, well, I knew, first of all, that if I did email marketing, I would always get a new client. And a new client to us was, anywhere from $3,500 to $6,000 a year in revenue. So I knew that email marketing was key. But the challenge was finding email marketing that was already done for you. Like, I didn't want to spend the time to sit there and write any of these emails out because it really it's a talent, right? I mean, you have to know how to craft these emails so that somebody buys from you. You have to know what headline, what subject line to put out there so that people open up your email. And I'll share one of my favorite ones. It's why most cleaning businesses suck.
Yeah, I mean, it truly, just sending out emails, just going through the motions doesn't really help you any. It's so much about the copy, and there's a lot of finer points to it. And to do it right, it takes a lot of time, a lot of trial and error, a lot of, A/B testing and refining, and it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen easy. I mean, I guess maybe you could get lucky. I don't know, but and for most people, I know that they spend a tremendous amount of time dialing that in and making it work.
And that's true. So I was out there searching for, somebody that already had this content written in the cleaning industry that I could buy their already pre-packaged email system. And I couldn't find anybody. So I said, you know what? I'll just create my own. So I have over 300 emails that I've used over 14 years. And I now sell those as a package to other companies. So if, Castle Keepers wanted to use our emails, 2 emails a month is $147. So
okay,
you just plug and play, and you get images with it too.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have a website where you, if somebody wanted to contact you and learn more about this, where do you send them?
So the website is under construction currently, but you can go to my maid service website and contact me that way, or you can send me an email.
What is your maid service website?
It's maid, MAID, the number 4, and then time, TIME.com. So madefortime.com. And there's like a contact me page on there.
That's it.
That's it. You found it.
I'll go ahead and I'll drop the URL to your website.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
So, and your business is located in Rochester, New York.
Yep, it's in Rochester.
And have you shared with our audience where you live?
So I live in Florida, but the business is in New York. And I have the business is set up to where I work in it about 4 to 5 hours a week. So I have 2 office people that run the business for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have all that set up and working before you moved?
I did. So I got my second person in place in January, and like literally the next week I left.
Okay. Here are the keys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, here you go. And our business, Tom, is set up a little bit different. I guess I'll share. So we do almost everything is online, right? So I don't have a dedicated office. My salesperson is actually in Colombia, South America. So she works virtually from there. And then we do use all independent contractors in my business.
Okay.
So they don't necessarily need to come in and into the office or anything like that, but that's the way that my business is set up.
Do you even have an office?
No?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's viable. I mean, especially, in 2021, I'm still saying 2020, but no, this is a new year. It has been for a few months. I mean, with technology where it is, and the ability to find talent all over the world, brick and mortar businesses, especially during COVID, after what we've been through over the last year, kind of makes you wonder what the demand for small office space is going to be as we move forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think, a lot of companies have had to pivot and change over the past year to really get to the point where they can function at a different level, right? I mean, which I guess I'll segue into the VIP service. So, I found last year that a lot of our clients were just continuously asking for additional services. And, you know what I'll do is I'll share my screen now, Tom, if that's okay with
Sure.
you. Yeah,
Sure.
okay. Let's see.
We do have a question while you're working on that. Judith wants to know what would be the number one advice you would give when it comes to hiring.
So that's a really good question, Judith. What I would say is what we do in my business is we are recruiting every single day. So there's not a day that goes by that we're not looking for qualified candidates. And you finally get to a point, it's like you hit this tipping point of like you have enough people in the pipeline that you've already vetted them. And if you're not able to hire them right away, at least you have them vetted. I don't know if that answers your question, Judith, but I would say, I mean, I know that in our business, we are recruiting every day because
Tina, you just froze.
just today alone, are we there?
You froze just for a second.
Just for a second? Okay.
Well, really for about 5 seconds.
Okay. All right, we're back now though, yeah?
Yep, you're good now.
Okay. So Judith, I don't know if I answered your question, but I would just say you have to recruit every single day. Advertise on Indeed and we advertise on Facebook. And with Facebook, we boost our post and it costs like maybe $10 to boost the post. And it's we get really good results that way.
Does your staff in Rochester do the recruiting, or do you use VAs in other parts of the world for that too?
Nope, they do it all. So my office person that started in January, she does all the recruiting.
Okay.
Yep. And really the ad that you post has to be what's in it for them, just like any other ad that you're posting when you're trying to get clients and stuff too. Is that I would constantly run it and then just every single day look for candidates that are qualified and then put in the ad what's in it for them, like they get paid weekly, no nights or weekend. There are some companies out there that allow for the company vehicle to go home, which can be a huge benefit to some people, right? Because maybe they have teenage drivers or maybe they can't afford a vehicle, and having a company vehicle to drive back and forth to work is a good benefit too.
Okay. So do you offer like company vehicles to your technicians?
We do not. So because they're independent contractors, they do have to use their own.
Right. That would make sense. Sense.
Yeah. But I know there are some other companies that do that. And I would say right in your ad, like make it a benefit because, I mean, to me, that would be a huge benefit. Hey, Liz.
Look who's here.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Well, let me
see if this turns the camera.
Yeah, we're all good here. Okay. Yeah, Tina, we were talking about recruiting a little bit in Tina's background, Liz, and she has some cleaning business owners that she works with and coaches as well. And one of the things that she speaks to is always be recruiting. And we encourage companies to do the same thing because if you wait until you need to hire somebody to think about, okay, well, maybe I need to start recruiting. I mean, you've already lost a week or two. So you always want to have new candidates in the pipeline.
Yeah. Yep. Cool.
Liz, where you been? What you been doing?
You know what? You guys, my coaching program is still going on. It was supposed to end at 2 o'clock today, but I have it over there on my other screen. Tom, isn't it amazing? I have it on my second screen over
Isn't that
there.
awesome having two screens? Doesn't that let's just change the quality of your life? You never thought it could be this. You never thought it could be this good, did you?
Actually, it's on my third screen now,
Oh,
Tom.
get out!
3 screens are great.
It's ridiculous. I need to be happy, Tom. I need to be proud.
You might,
Yeah.
we might get you up to 6 screens before it's over with.
Oh, please, no. Please don't. I'm begging
You
you.
know, in the office, we've got one computer with 6 screens on it, and they're all bolted to the wall.
I have seen them. Yes, I know you do, for sure.
But,
So you guys, have you gotten started at all? It looks like you've got Tina's PowerPoint up here, huh?
Yeah.
we've
We
been
got started a
chatting
little bit.
and just kind of, introducing Tina, and Tina's been sharing about her business and how her cleaning business is in Rochester, New York, but she lives in Florida, and it all works, remotely, and they don't even have an office. And, I'm thinking, as time goes on, especially after all the unprecedented events we've been through over the last year, that, you're going to see more and more in that. And
I didn't know that, Tina. That's very cool.
Yeah. It's amazing. I love it, actually. I spend like 4 or 5 hours a week in that business. So I just jump in when there's like a big estimate or something crazy is going on.
Did you start the business remotely like that, or did you used to live there and then you moved? How'd that work?
Yeah, I did live there. I was telling Tom earlier that I started the business in 2008, and then I sold it in 2016, and then restarted it in 2018, and then it was all remote in 2018. And so prior in 2016, I had an office and I did employees. But in 2018, I started with the independent contractors, and it's been remote the entire time. So my salesperson is actually in Colombia, South America. And then I brought in one of my cleaners who had been with me since I started in 2018 into the office to do all the scheduling and stuff, recruiting.
Oh, very, very cool. Very
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I told Tom, everybody always wants to go see if their grass is greener, right? But you still have to mow it. So
yeah,
might as well
I
just like go back to what you know.
Yeah, I love that.
And back when Tina had a real job, she was like an HR professional and has a strong background in human resources, which in 2021 with all the labor challenges that we're having, I mean, that's a heck of a background to have.
No kidding. Talk about awesome.
And New York State is a huge challenge with employees. I think everyone is fleeing New York for Florida, but that's just what I hear.
I feel like I've heard that too.
Yeah.
And I kind of can't blame them when things went crazy for New York, right? I mean, for a while there, New York was really, really scary. And I don't think it was ever really scary in Florida.
No.
Florida's
very good right now. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
You're saying scary in the context of like COVID and all of that stuff?
Yeah.
Well, it's a big state, though. I mean, I know that like New York City was bad, but was Rochester? I mean, that's kind of, how big is Rochester?
Yeah, so Rochester is about 1 million people, but to answer your question, no. I mean, we never really had severe cases in Rochester. I think the majority of the time they were doing the measurement, we always had like very low numbers. Oh. But I can tell you that just living in Rochester my entire life, people follow the rules, and I'm not a rule follower, which is not always a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But like if you didn't have a mask on in the store, like people would literally turn their back to you. And I was just like, okay, I'll put the mask on, you know?
Yeah.
But we never really had a high number of cases. I mean, there were still enough, but just we had very low numbers.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad you asked that, Tom, because I don't know, you saw the numbers in New York and things seemed really scary. It just never even occurred to me that different, of course it makes sense that not every place was scary, but yeah, I didn't even consider that. So
Yeah.
interesting.
And we tanked, right? Like our business like went down to like $5,000 a month in revenue. And then we had a lot of people that were very nervous about coming back on. It probably didn't start back up until really strong until July or August. Now people like I mean, we just can't even keep up. We have so many requests, but you guys are probably all experiencing the same thing. I would hope. I don't, you know, but I think people are just over it. And I mean, we're pretty busy.
I think the whole thing now is like, I'm sure you guys have already talked about, the big thing is who's going to do the work.
We did talk about hiring.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That seems to be the biggest challenge, but that's really part of why I really love your strategy, because
Thank you.
raising that ticket level
Yeah.
means that I need fewer people to do the work.
Yeah. And it's interesting the way that you look at it, because did you say you need fewer people to do the work?
Yeah.
So that's interesting because I want to hear your take on that, because I use independent contractors. And it works amazing in my business, but in my business, what I'm doing is I'm adding more money both to the company, right?
Yeah.
The bottom line, and I'm also helping my cleaners make more money. So on average, my cleaners in New York on average make about $25 an hour.
Nice.
And
Well,
that's in
independent
Rochester.
contractors.
Yep,
Yeah.
they're subs.
Yeah.
And I had mentioned before that, you know, we got our ticket price from like 135 up to 205 plus. So that means every time we add more and more, and the cleaners are happy because they only have to do a couple houses a day versus like 3, right? To get the same achievement. And my clients love it. Like nobody else in Rochester is doing this that I'm aware of. You
So
know?
you're in the same boat. They don't have to work as much.
Yeah,
to be able to make
you're
more money.
exactly right.
Yeah. So it's the
Yeah.
same thing with me. I need less labor to get, more money, which
Yeah,
that's a win right now.
exactly. Yeah. So do you want me to go through this slide PowerPoint a little bit and kind of, okay.
Please.
I
So,
do.
all right, awesome. And stop me at any time if you guys got questions. But the first thing that we do in our business is, especially after, COVID hit, I went, whoa, I got to change this because this is what I'm hearing from my clients. So I really had to come up with a refined customer avatar, like a description of what my typical client is. And you guys probably all have the same thing, but it's working moms, women in the suburban area with disposable income, and they have very busy lives. In this image that I borrowed from Shutterstock, I think there's 6 kids in here. If anyone else can tell me if there's more, there's 6 little kids in that photo.
I see
Now,
6.
I thank God don't have 6 children, but I can imagine maybe if you're a professional working woman and you go out of the house and now you're home with 2 or 3 children, it might feel like you have 6 children plus your husband and your dog and whatever else is there, right?
And I think those are sextuplets too, right? They look like the same child.
Maybe they are.
So I'm thinking that lady is very, very busy.
She's really pulling her hair out for real.
She
The age range. Huh?
She sure looks good for 6 kids.
Yeah, she should be that thin, right? Running around. Our ideal home in Rochester is that 1,800 to 2,500. I mean, obviously, if we get 6,000 square foot homes, we will clean them, but they kind of throw our cleaners off, right? But we'll take them. Most of our clients have used service in the past, so they're very familiar with how cleaning services work. And I think anytime you're doing sales, it's really good to have a definition of who your client is. And you know, I'm probably preaching to the choir because you guys know this, right? You know that you can't serve everyone. You have to just serve particular, 5 kids. Someone has 5 kids. Congratulations.
That's TJ.
Well, TJ, you got to pick a game up.
Is that all? TJ,
Only?
just 5?
That's amazing. I had my first one, waited 7 years. I was like, oh no, I don't like this at all.
Actually, last time I saw Ashley, his wife, she was pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations. You'll never be in a nursing home.
Yeah, no kidding. You got somebody taking care of you.
Yeah. So this is our typical customer, what they look like. So when we're talking to the clients on the phone, we kind of dig a little bit to see what their real life looks like, you know, without being too, asking too many questions. Yeah. So most of the time, I mean, right now you can see this, this lady with this child on her lap. She's got a laptop. She's working. And this is 6 here, but grown. Wow.
Leslie, I did not know you had 6 kids, Leslie.
No idea. How do you have time to paint?
Because they're all grown.
They're all grown.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you see this picture in the background, Tina?
Yeah.
Leslie is the one that painted that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I know. I love her. Oh, the plant's kind of in the way, but her name is Penelope. Yeah. Good job, Tom. Good memory. I can't. I'm in her way.
You can't shift around it.
Yeah, I'm trying. Oh, well.
Yeah. So we started seeing a shift in our customer avatar, and that, our parents, I mean, mostly it's women, but they were really struggling with the whole homeschooling, home office, stay-at-home orders. And, they were just spending so much more time at home. And I think they were starting to realize that, the kids in New York, we did this crazy, actually, our city schools just went back to school March 1st of this year, if you can imagine, okay? A full year of staying at home.
Right.
And then, I don't think they thought about, okay, now I got to feed the kids at home. That's 3 full meals at home with dishes that have to be done and 3 full lunches, breakfast, lunch, dinner, plus they have to work. And it's just getting dirtier. So we found that they just were out of time to do anything. And, you could hear it in their voice over the phone when we were talking to them. They were just at their wits' end. So on accident, on purpose, I took another coach's training and developed this irresistible offer, which was great. But on accident, what I did is I took that irresistible offer and I made it, we call it our premium service or our VIP service for our clients. And we started offering additional things to our clients every time they said, oh my God, my sink is full of dishes. And we would be like,
I know somebody who teaches a class on doing irresistible offers. Can we give her a plug?
Of course.
Please. I wanted to make sure. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Good. That's Carrie Knight.
Carrie Knight. I took her class, and I mean, honest to God, the first day I started using her irresistible offer and combined it with my VIP services, we got 7 clients. One day, 7 clients by just combining the 2.
Nice.
Sounds like a Carrie thing.
We all took Carrie's class too. So
I've done it.
Yeah, big fans over here.
So did you guys implement the irresistible offer, or did you Yeah. So what we did, I mean, we started off with the irresistible offer, and Carrie makes you do the homework, right? She's like, hey, go do the homework and come up with your irresistible offer. And somehow I just kept adding, organize the closet, clean the scuff marks off the walls, clean the scuff marks off the baseboards, do the windows in the house, clean out the refrigerator. My list kept growing. And then I went, wait, how am I going to package that into irresistible offer? And I want to give them all of this stuff for free, right?
Right.
So then we literally took our per hourly rate at the time that I took Carrie's class was, we tried to achieve $48 an hour. So now, so we pushed it up to 58 an hour. Then we pushed it up to 62 an hour. Okay. And then we charge an addition. Then we started off charging an additional 20 for the VIP services. Then I said, wait, let's push it one more. Let's do 25. That didn't work. People kept saying yes. So then I said, okay, let's do 30.
It didn't work. They said yes.
It didn't work. They kept saying yes.
Dang it.
So now we're at 30
Okay.
additional dollars per service. And we don't tell them that the price is like 62 plus 30. We just, thank you, Amy. We just do it. We just go, okay, your price is going to be $220 every other week. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Here's an example of some of our stuff, right?
Right. Yeah.
And every time we get a new client, if they ask for something, we add it to the list.
Right.
So,
So give us an example what you mean by that, Tina.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So we had a client that started service, I think last week or the week before, and she said, you know, I could really use your help with emptying my bird cages, like changing out the paper. Like, I promise it's not going to be gross or dirty, but if you could just change out the paper and replace it, that would make me like so happy.
Okay.
So it literally takes 5 minutes. Change out the paper, put the new paper in, we're done. Is that a good example?
That is a great example. So you
Yeah.
just added that to your list of things that you offer.
That's it. We just keep adding it. And then we do have, I don't know if I put it on here. I didn't. So we did take the services that would take more time. Like when we first started, we had on there interior of refrigerator and oven cleaning. And the cleaners gave us some pushback and said, these are taking a long time. Yeah. So now what we do is we say, okay, our VIP members get to add one of these services on for each cleaning, but you also get the option of doing these extra, items that are more expensive, like the refrigerator, the oven, the cleaning the windows, things of that nature. You get them at 50% off.
All right. So let me check and make sure that I'm understanding how this works. So customer calls up, or a lead calls up, right? And a prospect, and they want to know, they say they have a 2,000 square foot house and they have blah, 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 this size, blah, this many rooms, etc. And they want to know a price. And then you tell them the price that includes VIP services, right?
So we go through their pain points first, right?
Okay.
So back to Carrie's irresistible offer. So we really go back to like what is driving you insane. And then a lot of times I don't do the sales now, but when I did, I would ask questions, or I would use myself as an example. I would say, oh my God, when I walk in the house, if the sink is full of dishes, it gives me so much anxiety. Like, can you relate to that? Like, is that something that's driving you insane right now? And they would say, how, you're reading my mind. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then we say, well, it sounds like you would be perfect for our premium service.
Okay.
And then we don't even tell them that we have categories that are less. I don't even go there. And then we just give them a price, and then we tell them, okay, this is what it includes. Every time you have your service, you get to select from our VIP list or our a la carte menu, and you let us know what you want to have done. And then we'll add it to your work order and make sure you get it done on your next cleaning.
So they think they hear from you that they're going to sign up for their premium service. And then part of the premium service is that every time you clean, do they get something in the email? They get a reminder they get to choose from, or do they send you something? How do you know what they're going to clean, or how does it work?
Yep. So to your point, I'll simplify it because we use Service Autopilot. Okay. So I created a form that when we dispatch the job, they get this form that comes to them that says, please go and select which service you want for your next cleaning, which additional service.
Okay.
They select it, and if it's not on the list, I have a note on there that says, if your item is not on the list, please make a recommendation, and we can let you know if that's within our VIP services.
All right. So you tell them up front, great. Sounds like you would be a perfect fit for our premium service. And
Yes.
what you're going to love about that is every time we come, we're going to do a free service for you. And it could be those dishes. It could be the changing your beds. It could be cleaning your front doors. So you tell them what those things are. You're going to get I guess an a la carte menu or something.
Yeah.
Right before every cleaning, you'll choose your free item every single time. And we also have some specials that are just for our premium members as well. So those are also going to come. Is that right?
Yeah,
that is absolutely correct.
Team, I want to make sure I understand, like the slide that we're looking at here, it's got a number of different services and each one has a dollar amount associated with it. So are they actually paying, if I want you to change bed linens, you're going to charge me an extra $5, or are you charging them some set rate and they can pick off of this? How does that work?
Yeah, so I love that question, Tom, because I have a two-part answer to that. So let's say you're the client, you sign up for the premium services, which is going to include this. So you're going to see this VIP list come to you. I'm just going to tell you your price is $250 per cleaning, right? I put the price on here because I want them to see the value of the service that they're getting for free, right? But here's how we do upsells, because you think, how am I going to make more money? Even though they're paying more money, how are you going to make more money? Well, you're going to make more money on that 50% offer. But when we do something like washing the baseboards, like, some of our clients don't have all of the rooms in their house cleaned, right?
Yeah.
So they may want to have the baseboards done in the laundry room or in a room that we're not cleaning. So I tell them it's $52. You get to add one room on for that $52. But how we get the upsell is they go, well, I have 3 rooms. Can you do the 3 rooms while you're here? And we go, of course we can. Or we only have time to do fold 1 load of laundry. And they'll say, can you add another load of laundry on there for me? And we'll go, sure. For another $60, we'll be happy to add another load of laundry. I mean, I'm not kidding you that these ticket prices just keep going up.
So go ahead, Tom.
If I'm a VIP, client, I get to pick one VIP service per cleaning.
That's correct.
And so, but it's like, gee, I could get a bed change, but that's only $5. So I could get wash my baseboards. That's worth $52. So, I mean, do people it's like, heck, I'll make my own bed. I want the $52 value, or does?
No, surprisingly, it's a mix, but surprisingly, they don't go, hey, I think I'll get the baseboard cleaning done and skip the bed. I'll do that myself. They want us to make 4 beds. So they'll pay.
Okay.
Yep. So we don't, I see what you're saying and where you're going with it is like the $52 item is the more expensive. Usually you would get the least.
I want the $52 item for free, and I'll give you an extra $5 to make my bed.
That's what I would do.
And we would do that.
All right. Because you're still getting them to pay the to pay the $5 for each one of the beds.
That's correct.
All right. So one thing that I'm seeing here that's a little confusing, because I know this isn't the actual form that you sent out, but they don't get one entry door and one bed linen and one sink full of dishes and one room of baseboards and one wall wiping stuff removal. They get one from this whole list, right?
One from the whole list. And in the form and on my a la carte, it says you get to select one item from the list for your upcoming cleaning. If you need additional services, let us know. We'll add that onto your cleaning at the price listed.
So, is this like a form that they just leave a note, or is it something that goes in through the software that it tells you in advance what you're going to be doing?
Yep. So it gets emailed out to them. So we dispatch our jobs on Thursdays. It gets emailed to them. It's a form. They complete, they check the box of which item they want. And then if they want extra services, they can leave us a note. And then it gets sent back to our office via the email system.
An email. Okay.
Yep. And then,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
nope, that's okay. And then we take that information and we copy it into the work order for the cleaners. And then we give them a heads up. Like, let's say your job got dispatched today and your cleaning is on Monday. We send them a note and say, hey, just want you to have heads up that you're going to be doing an oven cleaning at Tom's house on Monday. Make sure you bring all your supplies. Right?
Okay. And so when you are doing this, this is what I heard, that you are sending this to everybody for next week's cleaning. Like today's Thursday. So today you sent everybody that's getting cleaned next week is getting the email today.
Correct.
You have all next week's done before next week gets here. So you have an idea. I like that. So you're not doing Mondays today and Tuesdays tomorrow and Wednesdays. You just once a week sending it out to everybody. That's new.
And what's interesting is that what we're finding, and I can see if I'll stop this share. I'll see if I can find the actual form really quick, just so you can see it.
Okay.
But what they're asking for us to do is like vacuum the furniture in the living room, clean the front and the back screen door. So it's not like the really expensive items that you would think they would be asking for. I was actually really nervous when I first started it, right? Because I thought, oh, they're going to take advantage and we're not going to make enough money and et cetera, et cetera. But it didn't turn out to be that way. It actually turned out to be more beneficial.
So if I'm paying, but I pay an extra $30 every job for the opportunity to pick off of the list. If I'm not a VIP client, can I still pay you $5 to make my bed?
You can.
Or do I have to pay $8 to make the bed because I'm not a VIP client?
We leave the price the same.
Okay.
All right. So this is where I'm confused.
Okay.
So why would I give you $30 every cleaning to pick a $5 thing each time?
You don't really know that you're paying $30 extra.
Oh, that's right. Because you just give the price. You're going to be a VIP.
Give the flat rate price.
And part of being a VIP member is you get to pick this thing. And so it doesn't occur to them. So the only people that hear something different maybe are the people that say, ooh, that's more than I can afford. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Then what do you say to those people? They're like, ooh, I was kind of hoping it'd be closer to the $150 mark instead of the $220 mark.
Yeah, so there's a couple of ways that we respond to that. I mean, they can get our deluxe cleaning, right? So we price by the square footage. So we would say, okay, we do have another package that is available that doesn't include all the a la carte items, and then we would give them the price for the deluxe.
All right. So I get it. So what they're hearing is it doesn't include these things. Yeah, absolutely. It's available as an upsell later. But what they initially hear is this stuff's not going to be included in my clean and I'm going to miss out.
That's
it's
right.
It's Carrie's FOMO, right? So you're missing out on this stuff. All right. I love that.
And they really want it done. That's the thing. They want it done. They're willing to pay.
And people want done what they want done. I don't really care what price you're putting on stuff. If I want my beds done and they're only $5, but I don't care about the baseboards, I'm not going to pick baseboards just because they have a bigger value because I still want the beds done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you feel like it gets to the point, so sometimes companies, like we used to do this, sometimes we would do like another top to bottom throughout the year because of whatever reason, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And people can still do that because if they have parts of their homes that isn't getting cleaned, like a full basement or whatever, and they want to have a top to bottom done, we can add that on. Now, as a premium member, you get a discount for that, right? You would get 50% off or whatever.
So you're continually having opportunity to sell that premium service. So even if they were deluxe, 6 months in, they're like, oh, I need to have these other rooms clean. You're like, ooh, oh, great. That's going to be included in your service. Oh, actually, I see that you're not a premium
Exactly.
member. Oh, bummer. Okay. Well, actually, it's going to cost $80 to do that, but you could upgrade to our premium service and that'll be included. I got you. So
You got it.
constantly opportunities to upsell every
Constant.
single time.
And they do it. I mean, literally, I may have shared earlier, like I got a note from Brittany, my office, my scheduler, and she said, this lady wants us to add on 2 more loads of laundry plus hang up her clothes like that are in her bedroom all over.
Yay.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like in my brain, like, okay, like how much time is that going to take? Right.
Yeah.
Like, okay, charge her an extra 75. Or how many loads of laundry is it going to, how long is it going to take? And we ended up doing 5 loads of laundry at that lady's house.
So how long is your VIP list? Because it sounds like if anybody ever comes up with an idea, that just gets thrown on the list. So it must be.
Let me go open it for you.
I love it. It's going to be huge. And also, if the list is huge and you know that this stuff's all included, as soon as you hear it's all included in the premium service and it's not included in the other service, it's like, oh, dang. Well, it feels like I can't get
it. Though it's the opportunity to pick one off of the list is included, but if you want 2 or 3, you're going to be paying for.
Pay more. So, but you get to. How lucky. We're going to provide this opportunity for you every single week.
But they would provide it to me if I was not a VIP member. I just don't know that because I didn't know it.
Right.
So let me first share our form just so you can see what it looks like. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. So Tom just brought up a good point. So let's say I sign up for deluxe, right? And I'm like, oh no, that price is too much. I can't afford it. And then my cleaning is next week. Do I get anything on Thursday saying, hey, this is what so you don't take that as an opportunity to try and sell them on the premium service?
No, we haven't done that. We have not done that because on the phone, we typically tell them about the premium service. And if they select the deluxe, no, we haven't done that yet. But we could, depending if they start asking for more and more things, we could definitely say, hey, maybe you would be good for a premium client. And we have done that. I'm trying to think back.
And actually, you wouldn't even have to. You could just send out the same list on Thursday, but nothing's included.
Right.
It's not included, but you can still add it on. If you still want your 4 beds done, you can still pay for all of them. That's fine. But
that's
if you're
a good idea, Liz,
you'd be getting them for free. No, it was Tom's idea.
Thank you, Tom and Liz. I'm making a note.
Yeah, okay. Me too.
I think I'm just still like in shock that this is actually
people
working.
Will pay so much.
Yeah.
And for such huge numbers.
I'm going to share my form with you that I have, and then I'm going to show you the a la carte. Okay, so I'm looking at the other screen, so I apologize that my head is turned. So here it is. Can you guys see this here?
Yep.
So this is a form inside of Service Autopilot. This gets sent to them. It says premium members select one add-on item for no additional charge per cleaning, right? And then they get, this one is completed, but they would get a drop-down list of what's here.
How much is on the drop-down list? How many things? How many items?
Can you see this? At least this many.
It goes on. Yeah.
At least 15.
At least 15. And I can make this a little bit bigger.
So it's a good list.
Now, if these are like recurring clients that get their homes cleaned like every other week. So you do solos. I'm assuming as a rule, they're doing like two homes a day.
Correct.
So what happens if somebody goes here and like just checks the whole doggone list? Do you have to like reschedule something? Does it ever get to the point where the list is so long that the tech can't get the work done?
So we would call them. Like that lady with the 5 loads of laundry the other day. I had Brittany reach out to her and say, Let me talk to the cleaner to see if she's going to have enough time. She may only have enough time to do 2 loads of laundry, but we can get another cleaning in next week for you. You know, if you want us to continue doing that instead of being every other week, we would just get the second cleaning in the following week.
I love it.
Yeah, and just
Even
charge them
better.
again.
Now you're weekly.
Now you're weekly. Exactly.
And one time all we're doing is laundry.
It's crazy what they
Lily
pay
has
for.
Lily has a question. I think we answered it earlier. It's not really so much more per hour. It's just extra $30 for the VIP service, like a flat rate.
That's right. We started off at 20 and kept creeping it up until
Because it didn't work. Because
right.
people just kept buying it.
So I actually am going to reach out to Laura because like Laura's my salesperson and I'm going to ask her, creep it up. Let's see if we can get it to 35 and see what people are willing to say.
Yeah.
But you're not telling them that you're paying an extra $35. No. You're just giving them a rate. And this is what we're going to charge.
We just give them a rate.
Yeah.
That's right. So we just say it's
finding out what the market will bear right now. And apparently it will bear a lot when people are seeing that they get to choose a free item.
And that's the perception. And that's why we have the price on here, right? So yeah. I'm pointing to it and I'm not sharing it. So I apologize.
No, but I get it because what they see is there's hundreds of dollars worth of things that I can get. Yeah, I only get to pick one, but there's so much availability.
You don't get the free thing, but it's not a free thing. You're paying $30 and soon $35 for it.
And they don't know.
No, I don't, because that was the price.
It's free.
So awesome.
It's like I can't afford it. You're going to keep raising the rate until they can't afford the free thing.
Until they say no. Until
they're
so
like,
I always say
more than I want to pay.
If you get a group of like 5 or 10 people that are saying no, then we got to lower, like we know what the market is gonna pay. And I think Christy has a question. Do you guys mind if I answer?
No, please.
So the cleaner gets a flat rate each time. Yes. So we do commission based, so they get a flat rate. What if the oven takes an hour? So ovens, we charge extra. They get the 50% off as a VIP. If you guys start to hear a dog bark, I apologize.
That never happens here.
It's my mother's dog. It's not my dog.
Tom is funny today.
Christy, most of the time the items take less than 30 minutes. Sometimes, I mean, how long does it take to vacuum furniture?
You said they get 50% off. What's the 50%? How does that work?
Yep.
They don't always get the free item, Tom.
They always now, and they do add on like the window cleaning is a big thing, the oven cleaning, and the refrigerator. So they get, as a premium member, they get 50% off these services.
All of those services, okay.
On top of their free thing,
do I get
right?
my bed made for half price? Only $250?
So Liz, yes, on top of their free thing.
Oh, premium and VIP are 2 different things.
Well, it's the same thing.
Okay.
You can say
but that other
here.
list, Tom, they get one thing off of the freebie list,
Mm-hmm.
and they can have as many of these other 50% off things as they want.
Or I can have other things off the freebie list if I pay for them.
Oh, that's right. As you want.
Do I pay?
You're gonna pay full price.
I pay full price on the freebie list, but I can get 50% off of the. I mean, the
bigger. The 50%
the
off
freebie list. I pay book rate, but I get 50% off the VIP. Now, if I'm not the premium, gosh, this is confusing.
So Tom, I'm
cool.
gonna clear it up for you. VIP premium is one thing. It's not 2 different things. There isn't VIP and premium. It's VIP premium.
You got the free list though, and then you got the other list of premium services, and the premium services you can get at half price.
Right.
So if I'm not a VIP client and I want whatever is on this list with the very small print,
making it bigger.
It's okay. It's just fun to have somebody else struggling with this.
Yes, it is. I agree.
If I want my windows cleaned, it could be $175 if I'm not a VIP. But if I am a VIP, it's half of that number.
50%. Right. So basically what I'm saying, so Tom, you'll be the client. Tom, you signed up for our VIP premium services, which means you get to select one of these free items on each cleaning, plus your regular cleaning. Uh-oh, where'd Liz go? So you're going to get the entry door done, right? Because that's what you selected as your free thing. And then you're like, oh, I have company coming in this week, and I also need to have my windows done. Can you add on the windows for me? And we go, yes, great. Because you're a premium client, you get to have your windows done at 50% off. So instead of paying $175, you're paying half of that rate.
Okay.
$87.50. Does that make sense?
It does. And so interior windows is like $175 regardless of the size of the house?
Yeah, most of our houses are 18 to 2,500 square foot. So if it is going to be much bigger than that, I mean, we don't go over a two-step ladder. And if they're like really high windows that we can't reach, then we'll outsource it. But for the most part, our windows are not that high up.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
We are quickly approaching the top of the hour, and this weekend I got a couple more questions. This is Leslie's talking about a waiting list for the premium, just to kind of make it look more exclusive.
Yeah, you can do that. You could do that. We've not done that, but you could. Would you use that VIP for current clients and create that program? So we haven't actually offered it to our current clients that signed up with us prior to us coming out with this. Like we haven't even done it yet, but we could. So $235 for how many hours? Our average hourly rate is $62 an hour. So whatever you would take $235 and divide it by 62, it gets you how many hours?
Okay. Awesome. Denise wanted to know why IC is not important.
That's a whole nother conversation.
You might not have enough time.
Yeah. But I like the IC model better. But every company has their own preference.
I did notice on your PowerPoint deck, the first slide had a website here. Is this something you'd like to share? Oops, I just did. But it was on your deck.
Yeah, so my coaching business is called Queen of Dirt. I do have a Facebook group. If people want to get in touch with me, I would say the easiest method is sending me an email. My website is under construction right now. But my email address, do you want to put it in the chat, Tom?
I'd be happy to. Okay.
It's info@tinaservis.com. And it's TINASERVIS.com. So info@tinaservis.com. Or they can always find me on the Made for Time website and just put in a request, and just say, like, how'd you hear about us or whatever. You put coaching or through Tom and Liz, then I will know to reach out to you.
Sweet. Yep. I just dropped it in the chat.
Thank you.
Tina, you're awesome. Thank you.
You are too, Tom.
No, this was special. Will you come back and join us again?
Oh, please. I would love to. We could do the independent contractor, whatever you guys want.
Yeah, I got a feeling you have a few more tricks in your bag that we could dig out. Did we even go through your deck completely?
I think so. I think we got to, I just had down here, just where they could find information about me. So that was the last thing. I think, can you see it there?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
So that's my email, my phone number. You can find me on Facebook too, under Tina Service or Queen of Dirt. I have a group page out there. Yeah, I love helping other companies get to where they want to be.
Well, again, Tina, thank you. This was really cool. We'll be back here Monday. I hope Liz will be with us. Quite honestly, she just disappeared. I have no idea what happened. Maybe it's an electrical thing, or who knows. But we'll all be back, Monday. I think Derek's going to be giving a presentation on sales as a teachable skill. And I'm just doing that from memory, but that's going to be good. Derek always brings it. So, Tina, have
Awesome.
an awesome weekend. You guys
You too.
too. We'll see you 5 o'clock Eastern on Monday. Bye-bye.